Imagine staying awake for 11 days straight. No naps, no breaks, just endless hours of staring into a camera while your body and mind fall apart in front of a live audience. Sounds insane, right? Well, that's exactly what one YouTuber, Norme, decided to do. But here's a kicker. Not only did he put his life on the line, but in the end, it was all for nothing. Now, Norme wasn't just another streamer chasing views. He was on a mission to break the world record for the longest time spent awake. A record so dangerous that the Guinness World Records stopped tracking it years ago. However, the course of 12 harrowing days, Norme's stream turned from a bizarre endurance test to a chilling descent into madness, with viewers watching every agonizing second. Norme started his challenge with a lot of confidence, clearly underestimating the toll it would take on him. He was tired, sure, but he was still coherent and still entertaining. But as the hours turned into days, the cracks began to show. By day 3, Norme was starting to lose his grip.
Don't listen to the loud voices of loud mouths, listen to the voices of the angels from the monitor. You are devils! This one of demons!
Sleep deprivation is like a slow-motion car crash. At first you feel invincible, but then you hit that wall, and everything falls apart. His speech became slurred, his thoughts jumbled, and his behavior increasingly erratic. And the worst part, he didn't even seem to realize how bad it was getting. Now, this isn't the first time someone tried to break this record. In 1964, high schooler Randy Gardner stayed awake for 264 hours, 11 days, and that was under the watchful eyes of scientists. Gardner somehow avoided lasting psychological damage, but he's the exception, not the rule. I mean, take Peter Tripp, a radio host who stayed awake for 201 hours in the 1950s. He started hallucinating and accusing his colleagues of poisoning him. Norme was treading dangerously close to that same line. Basically, it's like signing up for a marathon without training, then halfway through realizing you're actually running straight off a cliff. And Norme, he was way too busy live streaming to notice the edge. So how dangerous is it to stay awake this long? After 24 hours without sleep, your reaction times are comparable to someone who is legally drunk. After 48 hours, you start to experience microsleeps. Those are brief moments where your brain shuts down. By 72 hours, hallucinations, memory lapses, and impaired judgments are all but guaranteed. Norme was way past the point, pushing into territory where permanent brain damage was a very real possibility. Norme's symptoms were eerily similar to those documented in other extreme cases. By the 5th day, he was hallucinating.
The only hallucinations I've really been getting, I've had a few others now, but it's just been cats. I see little cats moving in and out, around these corner curves, just
Peter Tripp's 1950 stunt ended in a psychological breakdown, and the scary thing is, Norme's was following in his footsteps, with viewers egging him on the whole way. As Norme approached the 200-hour mark, his condition was so concerning that police showed up at his door. You would think this would be a wake-up call, literally, but no. The police simply advised him to see a doctor after you finish the stream. That's kind of like telling somebody dangling off a cliff, hey, take it easy once you hit the bottom. But hey, the show must go on, right? It's kind of sad. It was just like watching a train wreck in slow motion, only the conductor is streaming it live and asking for donations. Now, despite everything, his failing health, mounting concern from viewers, and even a visit from the police, Norme pushed through. And on the 12th day, he finally reached what he thought would be the finish line, 264 hours without sleep. But here's where things get worse for Norme. See, Norme didn't actually break the world record. The real record is held by Robert McDonald, which he broke in 1986. His record stands at 453 hours and 40 minutes, almost 19 days. And to add insult to injury, Guinness World Records no longer even recognizes this category because it's too dangerous. So even if he did stay up for 19 days, it would all be for nothing. During the live stream, he was banned from YouTube, Kick, and finally found a safe haven on Rumble, a platform with far fewer restrictions, but being banned from all these platforms was the least of his worries. The fallout for his stunt goes beyond just losing his streaming accounts. The long-term effects for sleep deprivation are well documented. Take a Twitter user who shared her own experience. Her name is Goth Spider Bitch, because of course it is. After staying awake for several days, she suffered a psychological break and was told by her doctor that it would take 2 years of consistent sleep to begin repairing the damage. And even now, she struggles with insomnia. For Norme, the road to recovery, if he ever fully recovers, will be long and difficult. It's kind of like burning your house down to get rid of a spider, only to realize you got a much bigger problem and no house. And yeah, the spider is still there just waiting for you in the ashes. Now, Norme's story is a part of a larger trend in internet culture, where the drive for views and followers pushes people to take increasingly extreme and often dangerous risks. We've seen it before with stunts like the Tide Pod Challenge, where teenagers risk their health for a few minutes of viral fame. But Norme's attempt takes it to a whole new level. This wasn't just an internet fad, it was a full-blown descent into madness broadcasted live for anyone to see. And this brings us back to why Guinness World Records stopped monitoring this category in the first place. It's not just about protecting people from themselves, it's about recognizing that some records are better left unbroken. The dangers of extreme sleep deprivation are well known, and the potential for permanent damage is too great to ignore. By refusing to track these attempts, Guinness is sending a clear message: some things just aren't worth the risk. His story isn't just a cautionary tale, it's a stark reminder of the dangers of chasing internet fame at any cost. His attempt to break a long-forgotten record cost him his health, his platform, and possibly years of his life. And for what? A few days of fleeting attention, and a legacy that will be remembered not as a triumph but as a tragic mistake? Who knows? But you know what won't be a tragic mistake? Slapping a like on this video, leaving a comment about your thoughts on the situation, and subscribing if you want to stay on the loop on what's happening in the internet and in the world. Your brain will thank you.